first I want to create the table. So I want to create any table. So related to employee, I will be creating. So first I create this one in my AMS database. Already database is created. Now in this I want to go within a new one. So I'll say create a table, say your student fee. So your student fees is there. So I want to go with this. Then student fees having something called roll number is there. So before that fees is there. So receipt number is there. So receipt number, it is going to take the integer of 5 digits. Then to whom you are giving, so to the ID, that roll number of that person. So it is of integer of 5 digits. Then he is having the name, so to whom you are giving on particular name. So his name is something called any name. So for that we can go for the varchar or character. So I'll go for something called character of 25, something like this. So receipt number, ID, name, and what is the amount, say how much he has to pay. So fixed amount I will be saying. So fixed amount, so I'll be saying this is the actual amount. So I'll say actual amount. So it should be integer of 5 digits. Or if it is of decimal number, I will be saying something called 7 digits of followed by 2 decimal values. Now this I didn't taught you. Now you will be knowing this one how it will be. See, I'll be explaining this one. I want to have my fees. So my fees is something called 12,550. Okay. So if it is like this, or my its fees is with including all taxes and all the things, I'll be saying something called 12,558 rupees 20 paisa or something like this. So I can have the number like this, or I can have the decimal value also. So based upon this, you should have something like count of this. So you count how many words are there, letters are there. So this is one, this is two, this is three, this is four, this is five, and this is six. Total we have six. Now here how many are we have? One, two, three, four, five. So total we have five letters over here. That is digits. So here we have 5 digits. We have 6 digits. So this is normal number. So I can directly I can go with this and I can specify this is a number. But if you want to give something like float values or decimal values, then I should have the count of this. So total count how much it is? 6. So here I have taken something like 7. Then among this, how many decimal values are there? 2. So this is 2. That means overall it is 6 or overall it is 7. So I'll say one more number I'll be adding over here. So now overall it is 7. Among this, 5 are the precision and 2 are the scale. Now we call this first 2. So here the 7 is called as a precision and 2 is called as a scale. So what is this? Overall, how many digits we have? Total digits is 7. Among the 7, you 2 are the decimal points. So what are the left out one? 5. So this kind of viva they will be asking, what is this? If I go for 7 comma 2, what is the 7 and 2? Is it the total among that means total 9 digits or 7 digits? So you should be tell that first one is total. We have 7 digits. Among the 7 digits, 2 are the decimal values. So first one we call as the precision, second we call as the scale. Now this is how you have to remember. Then actual amount is this one. Then how much you paid? So I'll be saying paid amount. So it is paid amount. So this is again I have to go for integer. So again he may pay in form of rupees and something like this. So I'll be again it is 7,2 I'll be taking. So this is paid amount. Then I want to go for the due amount. So how much is left out? So the balance, or you can say due amount, or I'll say balance amount left to you. So name is left to you. Then I will say again integer, then 7 comma 2. Okay. Then if you want on which he paid, so date of payment. So date of payment. So I'll be saying date. Then once you fix it, close this one. So what I have done, create table fees. Then here I have something called the receipt number. Then I have an ID. Then I have a name. Okay. Then I have a something called the column, another column, that is amount, actual amount, paid amount, then balance amount, and date of payment. So these are the things I want to create. So with the help of create only I can create, because it's a new one I'm doing. So new structure I want to create. So I'm creating this. For those who missed the class, you can again you can have the refresh of this class. So now once I finish, I click on this, enter it. So we are getting error at somewhere. Paid amount, before paid amount there is a syntax. What is that syntax? It's a paid amount. We'll see. Okay, let it be. It's this is correct only. Why it is not getting? Let's check it. So we'll see about the decimal value. So right now you just check it, just to give me a couple of minutes. I'll cross verify why it is not accepted, because it is 7 comma 2 is correct only. What the theory is being told as is correct only. Let's see. Let we go with the no need to waste the time. We'll see. Meanwhile, I'll get the thought of it. So you can see I got the new table have been created using this particular something called student fee. So new table has been created with receipt number, ID, name, amount, paid amount, balance amount, date of birth. So now I'll going to insert the record. Just to fastly I'll be creating the record. So using the insert command, so I'll be saying insert into what is that student fee, then values. Now are all values are important for me or not, you have to see. Now as I have given the 3 different flavors yesterday, that why we required to insert all the columns, why we required only few columns. So now the scenario has came. Now I want to insert only few columns. Why? Because these are the things has to be calculated afterwards. So I'll be going for the receipt number. So I'm not going for the receipt number. Just I'll be entering the values of ID. So student ID I require. So I say I want to enter the student ID. Then I want to enter the name. and I want to enter the actual value. So actual value of the fees amount is 25,000. Okay, I go with them 25,000. So for this, I'll be saying actual amount. So I'm telling the table that I have only this data right now. You accept it. So roll number 1, their name is something called Sirisha. Then actual amount of for fees is 25,000. Okay. Then I have a roll number 2. So roll number 2 is there. Her name is Geeta. Then her fee is also 25,000. Then another record, third record is there. Her name is Pravalika. Then her fees is 35,000. Say like this. Okay, it's left to you. It's not compulsory. Then like this, I entered the 3 records, and now bulk records. Yesterday I have been showing different kinds of records, so I am using bulk. So scenario is like this. I want to enter 3 records at a time. So 3 records at a time. I enter it. Now it should accept this. So it has been accepted successfully 3 records. When I go and check it, it should show me the 3 records. See, now you can see 3 records has been added. Now I want to give the receipt for this person, and the balance amount should be automatically calculated and date should be done. So the whichever the date you will give on the current date, it should accept. So whichever the person is coming on paying, it should be calculated. So what I want to do is, whenever the person is coming, or how many people are coming and they are paying the fees, I have to go for fill this record. So this record has to be filled. So with the help of insert command, I cannot do it. So the only provision is for this is an update command. So whatever the yesterday we have learned about the update command is that one. So I want to enter this receipt number, and I want to go with the paid amount and this person. So this is an individual. Or suppose I want to go, if you don't have a receipt number, directly want to go with the payment, how much he paid, I want to calculate the balance amount, I can do it. Just left you. So now I want to go with the name, receipt number, and he paid the amount. Receipt number, he paid the amount. Receipt number, he paid the amount. So now I'll give the 2 updates commands. Listen carefully. So now I'll go for the person's 1. Roll number 1 is coming, he's paying the amount. Roll number 2 is coming, he's paying the amount. Roll number 3 is coming, he's paying the amount. So I have to issue the receipt number, and I have to, how much amount he's paying, I have to collect it. So I go to my SQL command. Then I'll say the code. So update, then it is student fee. What I want to do, set the, what I want to set, I want to set the paid amount. Okay, paid amount. How much he paid? Say 35,000, or 25,000 is the fees. He paid something called 10,000. So he paid 10,000 of rupees, or she paid 10,000 of rupees. Okay. Then I have to give the receipt number. So receipt number I am giving for her as 1001. So who has paid this amount, and the receipt to whom I have to give the receipt? So I have to give the receipt to the person whose ID is 1. So if you see here, if you go to the this particular option, so go to the student field just to check it, to whom you want to do. So I can, if you have the name, you can type it, or you can go with the roll number. So with the help of the roll number, I want to give the receipt, and I have to take the amount of this person. So paid amount, how much you are paying, and what is the receipt, to whom you are giving, to the first person. So when I'm saying first person, that is condition. So when I'm saying condition, so if you remember syntax, the syntax will be, we will be having where command. So with the help of, so we call this as a tail. So I'm saying update the student fees, set the 1 column. So 1 column is what he has paid the fees. How much he paid? 10,000. So I'm giving the receipt number. Who has paid? So and so person. So roll number 1 has paid. Now I'll be enter this one. Now you can see one record has been updated. Now let's go and check it whether it has been successfully done or not. Now you can see here receipt has generated, amount has been got. Now how it has happened? Only with the update command only, because already data is there. It is filling the gaps, or what are the gaps you left over, or what are the changes you want to do to the table. That means if the old records are there, there only you can do the changes with the help of DML command called update. When I want new record, then I'll go with an insert command. So this is the difference between the insert and update. So new record is there, go for the insert command. If you want to do any changes to the existing one, then I'll go for the update. So similarly, I try to do for this two people also fastly. So what I'll do again, I'll copy this one. So not to have the problem typing, then I'll just copy and paste it for your convenience. So this person has paid 15,000, and the receipt number is something called roll number 3 or 2 or something like this, and to whom you have paid for that particular second person. So the second person has paid the fee. Then I enter it. I got the output. Then again I go for the command. Now I'll enter the value for this. Now this person has paid 10,000, or I'd say he paid only 1,000 rupees, and his receipt number is something called 3, and his ID is 3, something like this. Then I enter it. Then I'll got the output. Now we'll check it whether it has been updated or not. Now you can see, happily you can see that receipt number 101, 102, 103 is generated, and this person has been got paid the amount. Now what is the duty of now? I want to calculate how much the balance. So if it is one record or two records, directly I can write by manually. That's 25,000 minus 10,000 is this one. For this 25,000, 15,000 is this much. For this 35,000 is 1,000. I had to write so and so. It is very easy for me to do that. But if it is thousands of records and hundreds or more than that, then for each and every person I cannot calculate and I cannot enter the values individually. Okay, so in single command I should able to complete this. Okay, it should not for one person, because see the scenario is previously you can see with the help of update. So if you want to fill the gaps or if you want to change the values, I'm using the update command. So what is the condition for the update for the previous one? This person came individually. So this person Sirisha has came, she paid the amount. So I have given the receipt to her. Geeta came, I took the amount, I paid the given the receipt to her. Then Pravalika came, she paid the fees, and now my boss was asking that I want the total how many has paid the fees and how much the balance is there and on which date they have paid. Sorry, I didn't give this one. Okay, you just ignore this one. So you talk about the particular balance date. So how much the balance this person is there, so that I can communicate with them. If any clearance is not there, then I'll make them to stop writing the exam. So like this, I'll be putting some criteria. So I want to know that. Then you cannot say, sir, you just wait for 2 or 3 days because thousands of records are there. I have to check it and give it. So your boss will not obey, because he will not say no, no. Why? Because it is can be done in fraction of seconds. Why you are taking that much of time? So how I can do with this? So this is also an update command only, because I am filling the gaps. So when I'm saying fill in the gaps or changing the things or changing the data, we are using the update command. So now what I'll do over here, it is not for single person. See, the situation is previously the amount has been paid by individual person. So I have entered the individual using the update command. But now balance for all is common. Balance is for all is common. Then in that case, how my update command is changed? This is how it will change. Update, student fees, set. What you want to set? I want to set the balance amount. So I want to set the balance amount. So how I'll get the balance amount? Can anybody tell? How I'll going to get the balance amount? How I can get the balance?
By subtracting the paid amount from actual amount.
Yeah, so I have to subtract from the actual amount from paid paid amount. Yeah, paid amount from actual amount. It should be minus from actual amount, whatever he paid. So you can see, is this for all or only for single person?
For
Is
all.
it for all or for single person? You should
For
calculate.
all, sir.
Should I calculate the balance amount for single person or for all?
For all, sir.
Yeah. So for all means, so there is no condition. So you can remove this where condition. You can remove the where condition. So when I put the where condition, it is only for particular thing only. It is applicable for only for particular thing. Then I'll go for the tail. The tail is using where condition. But here, this is applicable for all. So it is common for all. Then no need to write about the tail. So that we can omit the tail. So that's why I told you in the yesterday syntax, the update have the optional part. So that optional part is depending upon the scenario, depending upon the situation demands, I use that particular where command. That is the extension of my syntax. So the complete syntax, when you write in the exam, you have to write the complete syntax. Depending upon the scenario, you have to write the exam. So this is a scenario, it demands that it says that this balance amount should be calculated for all. Now you can say the happy sir, give me 1 minute, less than 1 minute, I will give the output, what is the balance amount. So now I'll not write the tail, directly I'll write the formula. So what is the formula? You can just say that from the actual amount, you just remove the paid amount, you get the balance amount and click on this enter. So if it is 100 records, 1000 records, 3 records, so you can see 3 records and how much it took the time, 0.1102 seconds. So to explain me, it took 1 hour for me to explain this concept. But if you see the beauty of the software, the database, it has took only less than 0.12 seconds. Now we'll see the output of this. Refresh this one, and you can see the output. Happily, it is calculated for me. See. So whether for one person or all person, this is how the update command is going to help me. So update is a command which is going to help me to do the changes depending upon the criteria. Now you got the update. Any doubt regarding the update command?
Sir, there is no specific syntax for this calculation updation, sir.
Yeah, syntax we don't have any particular. You can that's what I'm saying. Is depend upon your scenario. So you can write the syntax. But syntax is, I told you, two types of syntax are there, with tail and without tail. So overall, the syntax of the update is this one: update, name of the table, that is table name, then followed by the keyword called set. Then what do you want to set? The columns, then followed by the value. So here I have to specify the values. Whatever the values you want, you can specify the values. And this is optional. What is the optional? Where condition. Where condition. Now this is actual the syntax of your update command. So when I'm writing this in a square brackets, so you can think that this is optional. You can write it or you may not write it. So why we are not writing, why we have to write means depend upon the scenario depends. So as I told you here that I have written 2 commands. So this command is for all. So this command is for all. If it is applicable for all, I'll write like this. Now I may say that I want to calculate TA and DA. I have a formula. I want to calculate the percentage of the marks. I have a formula. So I can write the formula. Okay, the expression using an operator. So what are the operators that are available? Arithmetic operators or logical operators. You can take that with the help of that operators and you can just write it. So if you want to calculate your mass, you want a percentage, whatever you want, the formula changes. But the thing is that only depends upon the scenario. If you want to apply for all, so just now you are seeing the scenario that if it is applicable for all the persons, so if this balance amount is to be calculated for all, then I have given. So I have taken one example. So example is left to you. So in real time, when you are writing or when you are going for the program or when you are working in a company, if you have been appointed as a database administrator, then you want to know about that, then you want to do such kind of operation. So in front of you, you will be having a lot of flavors and a lot of options are there. Based upon that, you are going to write your own formula. So we don't have specific formula for that or syntax. So syntax is, this is a general syntax. Depending upon that, I'll be using. So if you want for all, so this is going to use for all the persons. So applicable for all. Only for specific, that means I want to calculate this one. Suppose the same thing I want to calculate. So I want to calculate this one only for one person. Then I'll be writing where ID is 2. So this is an optional part. So what happens? This balance amount is only applicable for only this person, not for all. Okay, it is only for condition base. So it is on based on condition base. So it is for only particular record, or I can say particular record, for particular record. Okay, like this I'll be doing. Now I'll do some more changes. So here you find the actual amount. So here we have something called 35,000 is there, and this two persons has paid their amount is 25,000. Maybe their course is different, or they may have done regular, they don't have computer. So this is the computer fees. Those who are done computer application, for them this is the fees, and they get a regular course is this one. So for them the fees is like this. Now if you say that no, for the regular or the computer science, all should be same, then how I'll be doing? So again I'll go for an update, because this I want to do the changes to this person. So I want to do the changes to this. I want to do the changes to this person. So individual I won't do. So what I'll do? Condition bills. So I'll say update. So problem, whatever the problem is there in front of you, take the problem, and according to that you solve the solution. Solution in the sense formula you write it. So I will be saying update student fees. Set, what do you want to set? Set then actual amount to 35,000. 35,000. Now is this 35,000 for all? Then here only you can write it. Leave it. It will be for all. No, I don't want to disturb for others. I have only for those who having this particular amount. So whoever by mistake. So you thereafter you said, sir, by mistake it has been typed 25,000. I have been typed. It should be 35,000. So what you'll do? Only for 25,000. So what I'll do here? I'll say where actual amount. What is the actual amount? Actual amount is equal to 25,000. So those who having the 25,000 replace with 35,000. See, I'm changing the 35,000 where I have the actual amount. So actual amount, whoever they is having. So what happens here? To whoever the person is having 25,000, same like this. Maybe here we have two people. If you have more than two people or hundreds of people, by mistake I have typed like this. So it is, or maybe you are upgrading, you are hacking the salary or hacking the fees. So if you want to do some changes, then to whomever they have 25,000, make it to 35,000, and those who have 35,000, you make it to 40,000. So it's depend upon the condition. So based upon that condition, this will going to change. So normally you can write the value or you can write the formula, it's left to you. So now I'll be doing like this. So we'll try to check it. Now I got this. See how many people are there with 25,000? 2 persons are there, and it is saying that it has been affected 2%. Now we'll see the results whether it has been updated for the 2 persons or not. Now you can check it. 2 persons also got the 35,000. Now what is our next duty? How much he paid? This has been paid. Again, the balance amount has to be calculated. No, otherwise if you do this, then this is a wrong option. So it is going to give. So that means immediately the system will going to do that. So what I'll do, again I'll go over here, check my condition, select my, or if you know the command, you can just copy and paste it or just type it. So I'll prefer typing, because you also learn and I also learn this. So I'll be typing, say update. Now set, that is update what I want to update, student fees. Then set what you want to set, the balance amount. So select the balance amount. Balance amount should be the formula. So the formula is actual amount minus paid amount. Then I'll just run it because this is for all. So scenarios depends. So now you can see for the 2 has been affected because already it has been calculated for first. So no need to go for that. So it will go for the 3 amounts. So automatic has been got changed. Now you can see 35 minus 10,000, 25,000, 35,000, 15,000 is 20,000. And for this is common. So this is how I'll going to use the update command. Any doubt regarding this?
No, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
No.
So what is the next command is left out in the DDL or DML? What is the next command of the DML?
Delete command,
Is
sir.
okay. So delete. So what I'll do, I go to my students table because I don't want to disturb this. So I go to the student table, and here some data is there which is empty. So I remind that person, I call them. So I don't have his contact number, I don't have his address, I don't have his name, not his father name, not his Aadhaar number. I have just his name and the ID. So I waited for a long time and this person is not at all coming and he has been not reported whether he's joined in the college or not. Like this, few people are there. So I want to delete these people. If you have data, you update it. If you don't have, if you don't require, you delete this one. So remember the numbers 6, 7, 8, 9 are the numbers. Those who want to, I want to remove this. So what I'll do, I'll use the command called delete. So with delete is the command which is going to delete the information from the table. Okay. Now this is temporarily. So when I'm saying delete, I can go with the temporarily. Okay. Now there is something called DDL command because I told you that when the topic comes again, I'll go to the DDL command. In that, if you remember, we have something called truncate command. This I have not told you because I told that scenario is not demands. Now it is demands now. Now the scenario is I want to delete the records. I can do with the truncate or I can do with the delete. Okay. Now here the condition is again 2. The condition number 1. You want to delete only one record. Delete a particular record. I want to delete the particular record, or I want to delete all the records. So delete all. Now coming to the truncate. Delete all. See here difference. When I'm saying delete command, delete all the particular record, or it can delete all the records. Here it will be the delete the records. Then what is another difference? It is permanently. So data will be permanently lost. So data is permanently lost. Here it is temporarily lost, which I can retrieve, which we can get back. Okay. So with the help of DML command. So this is a DML command. It is work on records. DDL command, this also works on the records. But here the data is temporarily deleted, which we can get it back. You can delete only few columns or few records depending upon the condition. You can delete all the records. Whatever the records that has been deleted using delete command can be get back. But when I'm going for the DDL command, truncate is a command which is going to delete all the records without any confirmation, and the records will be lost. So we'll see one by one. So syntax, one by syntax we'll be seeing. So what do you want to syntax? Syntax, again, the question is what? I want to delete the records. So command is delete from, keyword is this one, and this say from table name. table name, and again I have the where condition. I have a where condition. Then here I have something called a pipe symbol. Again an option. The symbol is star or columns. So what it is saying that what you want to delete. So as I told you, it will go and delete all the records, or I want to delete particular records. And when I say truncate, all the records. So when I'm using this asterisk symbol with delete, then all records will be deleted. So it is used for this. When I say only condition base, only delete record 1, delete 6, delete 10, then I'll go for the where condition. So again, it is an optional. So again, situation demands, based upon that, you are going to use it. So how I'll be doing this? First of all, you remember this one. So I don't want the record number 6. I don't want the record number 7. I don't want the record number 8. So I go for this 6 and 7. Then I want to delete the record of 1 also. Remember the numbers 6, 7 and 1. 6, 7 and 1. So what I'll do? I go to my SQL. Then I'll be writing here delete from student fees condition I'm saying, because I'm saying I want to delete only this. So where ID is equal to 6. Okay. So I want to delete the record number 6. So I want to go for this. Enter this one. So before deleting, it is taking the confirmation. Do you really want to delete it? Say yes. Okay. So saying there is no record with this. We'll see why it is not there. So it is, what is this? ID is there. Record number 6 is there. Okay. Well, there is no fees number. So student fees it is. So sorry for that. It's a student table. So delete from, it is from student table. Okay. We don't have the ID number 1. That's right. So it is from student table. We have gone for the student fee. Sorry for that. So we want to go with the student. So it will be no problem. So if it is saying if it is matches, it will delete. If it doesn't matches, it will not delete. So that was the case. You can find in the previous example. Now we'll see where then ID equal to 6. I say now it should work. So it is asking me to the confirmation. Say yes. See, now you can see the one record has been gone. See here, there is 6 is there in the previous case. Now I'll refresh it. Now the 6 should gone. So now you can see there is no 6th record. Now I'll try to delete the 9th record. So go to your SQL. Then I'll say 8th record. I'll enter it. And I'll check it whether we have 8th record or not. Sorry. Again, we have gone for the student fees. So while deleting, you should be very careful. So it is not student fee, it is student. So roll number 6, I have to delete. So this is working. Now if you see here, refresh this. So the record numbers should be go. So you can see this record has gone. Okay. Right. Now I want to delete the record of 1. So go over here. So I'll say record number 1. Record number 1, I'll say. What happens? Delete this, enter it. So it is saying 2 records has gone. So why 2 records has gone? We'll see. Before refreshing, I'll show the previous one. Now if you see here, this is my table. If you see carefully, there is record number 1, location is there. Record number 1 CC is there. So it is matching this one. So ID is matching with this. So it has been got duplicated or whatever it has happened. Now I want to delete this one. So if I refresh, both the things will go. So I'll refresh on the student table. Now you can check it. So there is no record number 1. See, record number 1 is gone. Okay. So I have been removed. So I told you that I can delete particular record. I have recorded. Yeah, I have deleted all the records. I have done it. So I say it's a temporarily. That means I can get it back. Let me see, can we get it back? So for that, I'll be using the command called rollback. Whether it's work or not in this, we'll see. So I'll say rollback, and I'll just say the student table. So it is saying no transaction has been taken place. So immediately I should have done over there. They are not done. So operation should be done immediately. Okay, we'll see that in the upcoming class with an example. So with the help of rollback, we can do that one. So let's try for this one. So first of all, I go to the student fees. Here only I'll do that one. So remember this structure, and we have some data is there. So we see the data first. So here we have data. I remove this one. So I go to this. I'll write here. I want to delete all. So delete all the records from student fee. See, previously what I told, I want to delete the particular record. So with the help of so and so number, roll number 1 or roll number 6 or roll number 8, I took like that, I deleted. Now what I'm doing here now, I want to delete all the records. So now I want to delete all the records. So I'll just use the table name fees and I enter it. So I can say this one also, it will work. So you can, if you don't write the star mark also it work, but when I'm using this, all the records will gone. So all records has gone. So 3 records has gone. Now I don't have a records. Let me try to get back. So I'll be using rollback. Whether it will work or not, we'll see. So the transaction has been not get it back because it has been saved over here. So this can be done only on the particular black color screen. You can experiment, but the thing is you have to remember that you can write it back. Whatever the data that you have deleted, you can get it back using rollback. So with the help of rollback, I can get it back. So suddenly, unfortunately, if you deleted the records, you can get it back. But when I'm going for the truncate, so what the truncate will do, I'll go to the student table. So this is my data is there. So I want to erase all these things. So I go to my SQL and simply I'll say truncate. Truncate what? Student fee or student. And when I click over here, whatever the data that has been gone, it will totally remove. Permanently we will losing the record. See, my record has been got totally gone. So I can do with the operations, but based upon the scenario, if you want to get it back with the help of rollback, I can do this. If you are deleted, so it's like something like I deleted the something, I had deleted this. Suppose this is a file. This is my file I deleted, and you can see I can get it from this one. This is with recycle bin. So if you click over here and I can say open this and I can say restore. So from my dustbin, this has been reversed. That means this is how you can use the syntax. So when this is what the explanation. So with the help of delete command, once you delete, it has been gone into the dustbin. So this is your dustbin, you are putting in the dustbin. So the delete will going to do that. If you want to say get it back, so you can get it back like this by saying restore. So in the command, we are using the rollback, which is going to get back the deleted one. But suppose if you are deleted this permanently, if you deleted it permanently this one, then I'm not putting in the dustbin, just I'll say delete this one. So I'm deleting this particular from my computer. uh, Before that, I'll make a copy of this, so that, yeah, I made a copy of this so that I don't want to miss the links. So I want to delete this permanently. So you can see here, or you want to delete the record permanently. I delete it. Now even if you say Control Z also, I cannot get back. See, I cannot get back because it's nowhere related. That means it neither it has been not. So if we say, if I delete this one, I delete this particular also again, then I'll say Control Z, I can get back. See, but if I completely delete, then which I cannot retrieve back. The same thing happens. The command also, here also the SQL command also, we have two kinds. One is delete and one is truncate. So truncate is a DDL command. Delete is a DML command. So you should be not get confused. These are two different commands from two different categories. So DML command is there. In that we have DDL command, which is going to delete the records which that can be retrieved back using the rollback command. But there is a command called truncate. It is a DDL command which is going to delete all the records, but the data will be permanent loss, which you cannot roll back also. Okay, so I stop the class here. If you have any doubts, you can clarify now itself. Yeah. So I took the attendance. If you have any doubts, you can clarify now. Yeah, syntax for the for this is truncate table name. Sorry, forgot to tell you that one. Thanks for reminding. So syntax for this, truncate followed by the table name. So example, say truncate student. So this is the example. So this is a syntax and this is the example. And this is a syntax, and example is, if you want to delete all the records, delete from table name, that is your student. So it will delete all the records. So it is going to do the, all records will be erased. When I'm saying delete particular records or matching records, so delete from student where roll number or ID is equal to 20 or something. So only particular record. So this is for particular record. Okay, is it clear?
Sir, there is no where condition for truncate command?
Yes, ma?
For truncate command, there is no where condition, sir.
Just wait, ma. Yeah, tell ma. Yeah, somebody is asking something.
Sir, for truncate command, there is no where condition.
No condition. That's what I'm saying. No, if you decided to delete everything, then there is no condition. Simple. If you,
Okay.
because you want to if you want to really delete, so something like your a scenario is there, you are working in an office and suddenly your boss has been fired you, and due to some reasons, and you are there is a, you are not at all, your mistake is not there, then what you do coming out of that, you'll smash everything, something you're going to do. So here what you do, simply use the truncate command, delete the entire data. Then he will be in trouble. Okay, just I'm telling the example, don't do such kind of things. Just the scenario is, if you want to erase everything in a gunshot, and if you think that that is nowhere required, see, we will be using our system for cleaning purpose, or like we'll be having a lot of data in our system, and you will be saying that that data is no more required. Simply what you do, you delete that one. See here on my screen, there is a Devendra certificate, Devendra file is there, RDBMS, AMS. So after completing of your course and everything, if you think that this is occupying my space, lot of space, videos are there, all the things are there, so everything is loaded on my computer, so why my space is been filling up. So if you think that is not required, then simply use the delete command. So same thing you are doing with the truncate. So for that, we don't have any scenario, no need to think about that, why if a particular record has to be deleted. No, only in the case of deleting only the records temporarily or permanently. Maybe if you don't want all the records for future purpose, like this dustbin, like as I showed you, why I showed this one dustbin, because till whatever things are there, that means this is right now it is empty. Unless until you empty from here, the data will be here only. See, I'll putting all my records here. See, suppose I deleted this, so I delete like this, I deleted this one, I deleted, so everything is putting in my dustbin, so my dustbin also getting full. So one fine day you decided that either it should be get back, either it should be totally deleted. So when I want to get back, so you may think, on that day I was busy or I was thinking in somewhere and unfortunately I deleted it. Then if you want to get back, I can get it back from here. Okay, I can get it back from here by saying Control Z, I can get back my all the records like this. So this is what the procedure. So unless until you clear the dustbin, the data will be there in the dustbin. So this is what the delete command will do. But if you think that I don't at all require that particular thing, then I'll use this truncate command. So for this, there is no thinking of where condition. So we don't have any where condition or optional condition for. So simple, we have only single command, truncate followed by the table name. But here we have the syntax that whether you want to delete particular record or anything, you just specify it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Any more doubts?